All right, here we are with Ron Varod. How you doing?
Good.
So you have many musical projects.
Mm-hmm.
Right now you're on tour with your solo project. Can you tell me about that?
So I just finished a West Coast run that started with, it's kind of looped in like a East Coast show, a Philly show. And Zvi is something that I've been doing live shows with anytime that I do a live thing since like 2004.
Okay.
It was more like loop based kind of things. It was like kind of like loop based things like when the Line 6 DL4 first came out.
Yeah, okay.
Before that kind of got played out.
Uh-huh.
But then it would also be like covers of like Nine Inch Nails songs.
Nice.
But like a weird, but with, looping things
Right.
and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I opened up for Cleric, my friend's band, in like 2004 at the Brighton Bar in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't start doing it like really regularly. I had a band for a little bit in New Jersey for like, actually, might have been like 6 years. It's called So's the Tongue. And when that ended, I was still like, had been playing in Kayo Dot for like 2 years or something like that. But I was living in New York, and I wanted to like, since I don't really write the music for Kayo Dot, I wanted to have something active. And I just didn't want to get a band together.
Yeah, I get that for sure.
And I didn't want to do the loop thing anymore because that was kind of played out.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's not cool. There's like, I like
right.
a lot of like Luchatistas. You know that band?
No, I don't.
From North Carolina, from Asheville. A lot of loop stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This other kid, Militz.
No, I don't know any of that stuff.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of so there's a lot of cool stuff, but it got kind of played out, the loop thing. So
right.
then I got that Electro Harmonics freeze pedal.
Oh, I love that thing. Yeah, I've got one too.
So then I wrote music with that, and then I upgraded to the other pedal, the Super Ego. And so that was like the first 2 records that I did.
Okay.
Was based off that technology to accompany myself, so that I'm not just like a singer-songwriter. Yeah,
that's really cool. I love that freeze pedal. I haven't played with the Super Ego, but the freeze is awesome. I use it for my noise stuff all the time.
It's the same thing, but it has like a different output, so you can put it to a different source. I try to put it through like a good PA.
Okay.
If I can, or a bass amp or something like that. And you can affect it differently.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's a different way to accompany yourself and like basically just add kind of pads.
Yes.
But you can layer. There's like glissandos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was like, that's what I've been doing up until like I did the stuff for this record that I just put out. And
this record you just put out is Dear Pink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's also a companion to it?
It's a single. Yeah. Just for the physical versions, what we decided to do was put one of the songs that has a slightly different name from the album.
Right.
Which is confusing. Kind of did it on purpose.
I like it.
Yeah. It's obnoxious, but whatever. Everybody needs a shtick.
Yeah.
So the song is called Dear Pink, like Dear Abby or whatever.
Right.
And it's on a 7-inch, and then the B-side has a home-recorded cover that I did of a Portishead song that I had been doing on tour, like a droney version of a Portishead song. And then there's the full-length record, which is I did with Randall Dunn.
Yeah, Randall's awesome.
Yeah, so it was like a collaboration with him. Like he moved to New York, and I had some ideas, and I was like, would you be down with like doing a couple sessions here and there? So so I laid it down, and then he told me to go program drums, which I'd never done before.
I'm so bad at that. I've tried that. It's
fun.
It's rough.
I like it more than
really.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of work with like sequence drums, like MIDI drums in Pro Tools, Superior Drummer and stuff like that. And I can do really well with that, but like actual drum machines, like.
I don't have an actual drum machine.
Okay.
So no. I also did it in the computer.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah. I like it. You can add delay, do all sorts of weird things, get different textures. Like, not that a sick drummer can't get a lot of different sound out of one set, but
yeah. That's awesome. So you're doing that. You're also part of Sabbath Assembly.
Yep. Sabbath Assembly has a record coming out, I guess like next week. It's hard to keep track.
Yeah.
Sabbath Assembly. We also did a record with Randall. Kayo Dot also did a record with Randall.
That's right. And we're label mates. I forgot.
Yeah, we're label mates.
I forgot about that until right now, actually.
Yeah. And that record's going to come out, I think, September.
Okay,
It's
awesome.
like maybe second week of September or something like that. And then I'm in another band that also just did another record. So I've been Psalm Zero. That has Charlie from Extra Life and Keith, who used to play drums for Kayo Dot.
Okay.
And I play bass in that band.
Wow.
It's a lot of shit.
That's a lot of shit.
It's a lot of shit to remember.
Damn.
So I have to relearn stuff anytime I play a show.
Yeah.
I can't keep it all up.
No, there's no way you could do that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, what's next for Zvi? Are you going to do more shows or?
It's kind of all up in the air. I have like a possible local show in
New York. Yeah.
Yeah, like an opening gig at St. Vitus, but I don't know if it's confirmed. So I probably by the time this airs, I'll probably know whether or not maybe it happened. Just trying to be active, but I'm probably not going to do any long tours unless if I get some kind of really awesome offer. Just because I did that a couple years ago where I would jump back and forth between a bunch of different bands and a bunch of different tours, and it like wiped me out.
Yeah.
So this was like partially vacation because it wasn't like a total like grinding it and driving 6 hours every day tour.
Exactly.
Yeah, I flew around like a fancy boy.
Yeah, I like that. That's my way to go for sure.
It's way cooler.
Yeah, we're Karada's hitting Europe in September, and we're doing the whole van thing. And I haven't done the van thing in a really long time.
Oh, so. You guys were on buses?
Yeah, Agalock was always those double decker like sleeper buses.
It is kind of nice.
It's so nice. You just after the show, you go back to the little lounge area, have some beers, laugh with your bandmates, go to bed, wake up in the next country. Really nice, but really expensive. So
and this one, you're gonna rough it.
Yeah.
There's value in that.
I feel like it will be nice to have that perspective again. Mm-hmm. Get grounded a little bit and be like,
yeah, it's like if it's a good crew, then it's fun. I mean, it's as fun as it can be, like rattling around in the back of a van.
Yeah, sitting in a van
for 6 to 8 hours
every day. Load in, sound check, play, and repeat.
It's sick.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Thanks for coming over and joining me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thanks for playing Azoth on Saturday.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a sick lineup.
Yeah, that was I wish there were more things like that in more places, but that was like...
Yeah, it's a cool space. It's really cool.
It's like DIY, but professional enough. Yeah.
Like professionally DIY, I guess.
DIY, yeah.
Full bar, nice PA, nice stage.
Projections,
yep.
I felt like it was like an arena rock band or something.
You were.
It's cool. I liked it.
You played a cover on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Oh, that was I can't tell if it was ironic or not. It was a Stabbing Westward cover.
Okay.
Do you remember that band?
I mean, I know the name, but I don't know them at all.
They were like like Nine Inch Nails blew up, and then they made a bunch of Nine Inch Nails. I don't know. Pop versions.
Okay.
I think Stabbing Westward was like an industrial band when they started, but then they're like, no, like choruses and stuff like that.
It kind of mellowed out after time.
Yeah. And I was the right age where that was like my favorite.
It was perfect.
It was perfect. So my friend who I went and saw them with, I'm not sure if it was ironic or not. Like I came here to hang like a year ago. He was there, so I played a fragment of a Stabbing Westward song.
That's awesome.
In the middle of the set.
I read the other night you played a Serpent with Feet cover.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I did not hear it, but I would like to. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah. I have like 3 or 4 covers that I kind of just throw in a different one each night just because I like karaoke, and it's just like songs that aren't on karaoke lists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or just like, it's just more interesting than singing. No, not that. No, because that sounds bad. I like singing my own music, but just like I also like karaoke, so it's like I get to do karaoke in the middle of my set.
I met you like 2 days ago in person, and you've mentioned karaoke probably 15 times.
Oh yeah,
in that space.
I'm probably gonna try to do that after this tonight.
Did you go to Chopsticks?
I didn't go to Chopsticks. I forgot what place we went to. It was near Egan's friend's house.
Okay, yeah,
I don't remember where it was.
But it wasn't the Alibi. It wasn't
the Alibi. Alibi's the Tiki Lounge.
Yeah,
it wasn't that. It wasn't Chopsticks. It's like I've been here enough that I know the scene.
Yeah,
No, I don't remember where
The karaoke scene.
The karaoke scene in Portland, which I like that there's a big one.
I hear about it a lot. I've only done it once or twice.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
What, like, how did you get into that? Just from doing it?
I've always been really into it since like my 20s, like early 20s, when I could go to bars. It's like I don't like hanging out at a bar just for the sake of hanging out at a bar.
Right, you wanted to do something.
Yeah, I would go to bars for like if there was a show in the back or something like that. And sometimes you don't always want to do that. And, you know, music's like my obsession.
Right.
I'm sure most other musicians. And, yeah, I've liked that. And then at some point, actually, it was like Kayo Dot and a bunch of the other New York bands would go pretty regularly at a bunch of places around
That's
town.
awesome.
Around town in Brooklyn. Like St. Vitus would do it sometimes. And then this other place in Bushwick.
Wow.
And we would like go to karaoke at least once a week, if not more.
That's awesome.
Like, yeah, it would just be like,
well,
because what the fuck is, I don't know, like sitting there drinking expensive beer is like.
Right. But it's kind of awesome because you also get to basically flex your muscles as a vocalist too.
Totally.
Like, you're practicing.
You're practicing and you're trying different things.
Yeah.
And actually the Kayo Dot album that you put on after the record,
that's
like,
one.
I think me and Toby talked about it once that that record is like the product of us doing a lot of karaoke.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. That's great.
And just like trying out different pop songs and stuff like that.
It's funny because before the show on Saturday, you mentioned it like once or twice about how you're going to go afterwards. Yeah. But then watching your set, I was like, I can kind of see how these things would apply. And it's not just, it wouldn't necessarily just be karaoke. Like it's like almost like training and expanding your horizons.
Totally.
That's fascinating. That's really cool.
I take it pretty seriously, but I look at it as workshopping. People that are bashful and they're like, no, I don't want to. Just like, well, this is your chance. It's not. The thing is, you know, I'm a performer. I do this regularly, so I don't see it as a big deal. But some people, they're like, this is me performing in front of people. Right. So I look at it differently. So I totally.
Yeah. Well, and you're a singer. Like, you do that. You know how to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah. I sing enough. I know like people that are professional singers, like the people that I play in bands with are like, in my eyes, like more professional grade singers than because they know some proper technique things that I don't.
Yeah.
I just do a lot of karaoke.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Should we dive into it? You want to play a song?
Sure.
All right.
So do I talk about it or we just play it and listen to it?
Whichever way. Just don't tell me what it is. Not that I'm going to recognize it.
This is no, you don't. You probably don't know it. That'd be sick because her shit is awesome. Yeah, I'll just press play and this is all linked up.
Yep, should be. That's really rad. That's really cool. Spanish.
Yeah. She's Tatiana Human from, I think I'm pronouncing her last name right, but she's from Buenos Aires, but lives in Berlin now.
Oh, wow.
I met her through through my friend Greg, who runs Nefarious Industries.
Okay, yeah.
He put out a record of a different band of hers, like this improv duo that she plays drums, and I just checked out her music, and like we hung out in New York, went to a Pharmacon show.
I love Pharmacon.
Yeah.
Not to interrupt, but oh my god, I love her great. So much. I've yet to see her.
But she was just like in town. We're like, oh, let's go to see this show. But like, super awesome musician.
This is crazy cool.
This just came out. This just came out in the fall, and because this label Astronautico.
Okay.
Put it out. I think it's just digitally.
Okay.
But this is something that like it's modern music.
Yeah.
It's totally hip and futuristic.
Totally. Yeah.
Like people should love this.
It's so bizarre.
I listen to this record all the time.
What's the name of the album?
Queei. Qeei.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Out, yeah.
I'm gonna check that out for sure. For some reason, it was making me think it was Japanese at first, and then when I could actually hear what she was saying, I was like, "Oh, it's definitely Spanish."
Yeah. It's just super futuristic. So
yeah. I think Japan.
It's almost like a more experimental, like FKA Twigs or something. Like that.
Yeah.
Something like
I can see that.
Super futuristic, like electronic, like in the box sounding, but
totally
cool.
in the box. Like those really like staccato, like vocal cuts. Just
but like with the reverb.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so that was my first pick for
I dig it.
Yeah.
So can you tell me the name of her name again?
Tatiana Human. I might not be pronouncing it right, and I know her, so if she listens to this, I don't want to offend her.
Is it spelled like human, or is it spelled
Heuman?
Okay.
So I mean, I'm not good.
That's fantastic.
My tongue is not good at. Like I can't roll any R's or anything like that. So
I took some Spanish. I used to be able to a little bit, but
I'm terrible with it. I try.
I'm very white American.
Yeah,
that's really cool. I'm glad you played me that. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Check out that whole record.
Okay,
it's like and it's pretty short. It's like 30 minutes, maybe 35, or something like that. So it's like for a short drive. For me in New York, short subway rides. I usually. End up listening to that. It just became a perfect thing which is interesting that can kind of dictate how much somebody listens to a certain thing, because I listen to full albums as much as possible.
I do too, but sometimes if I have a short commute or something, I'm like, I don't want to get invested in this record. And
you don't always want to listen to like a Beatles record that's that length or
right.
something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Another short one is I like Squeeze. That album, Argy Bargy, or whatever it's called.
I don't know the album. I know the
I don't know
band.
how to pronounce it, but yeah, that record over theirs is pretty short and pretty lighthearted if I'm not feeling like listening to crazy electronic music or metal.
What? That's crazy. Okay. I'm going to play something that was not... I did not intend to play this.
Okay.
But after hearing that, it made me think of... this guy. It's doing something, I promise.
This is crazy.
Yeah, right?
Dance. Wait a minute. Come here.
Oh, I recognize the Madonna thing.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I've recognized so far.
That one Madonna note is
That one Madonna
very
note.
recognizable. Some Prince there.
Yeah.
So it's pretty obvious this guy takes
It's just weird edited
all
shit.
pre-recorded music and combines it together.
It's pretty out.
Yeah. So this is John Oswald, and this is his Plunderphonics record that was on John Zorn's Zodic label.
Oh, really?
And yeah, he basically just takes like thousands of little clips and arranges them of all other people's music.
And nobody goes after him?
They're short enough where I
Yeah,
think
it's
they're
just
like
like-
legally, yeah.
Is that like a thing?
There's some kind of like legal limit that you can do or something like that. But he does the same thing with the song titles. Like he's got a song title, Urge Marianne Faith No Morrissey,
Yeah.
Blur Bolton Chili Overdrive.
This was on Sadiq?
Yep.
That's weird.
Mad Mod Jello Belafonte.
I could see like the Zorn crowd be like being into something like
Yeah.
out like this.
He's got a few records. This is the one I'm most familiar with.
Is it like sample based like this?
Yeah. He kind of really kind of defined the quote unquote plunderphonics. Not many other people have really done it like he has, and so he kind of like owned it. But yeah, it's not something I would throw on all the time.
No.
But I find it interesting and fascinating.
It's long.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's crazy. I just can't imagine assembling this.
No. No way.
And this record's from '93.
Oh, crap. So the technology probably wasn't even.
Yeah, this is like, I'm not sure how he made it exactly, but it was done long enough ago that it would have been much harder than it is now.
Yeah. Everything's easy now. You just snap it to a grid.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
Very familiar with that.
Yep. Yeah, John Oswald. And then if you look at the cover is kind of a mishmash of like Bruce Springsteen and
Oh, and it has like the Sadiq like kind of like template of like the cover. Yeah.
yep.
Oh, that's weird.
Is that how it's pronounced? Sadiq?
Sadiq? Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. Not a lot of people take advantage of it, like the template that I guess that they have to do and make a like a special thing out of it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, anyway, you get the idea.
Yeah.
It goes on like that for like 40 minutes.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. So do you have something to follow that up with?
What else do I know? Let's vibe it up. This one is weird.
I like weird.
This one's definitely weird.
this is really weird.
This band fucking rocks.
For a second, I thought it sounded familiar, but it does not.
There's something familiar about it, but then there's these very obviously British vocals.
Yeah.
Like overly British. Like,
For a second, I thought it was a Silver Mount Zion. But this is,
it's more fucked up than that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's British.
This band is from Bristol, UK, and they probably haven't been around for a long time.
So it's modern.
This band, it might be like 10 years ago or something like that. They were on the same label as my old band from New Jersey called
Okay.
So's the Tongue. This label that I think went under called Sound Devastation Records.
All right.
I don't know.
No. doesn't
Some
ring a
people
bell.
have heard of it. It's weird. But yeah, I was like super jazzed on this band. 'Cause
This
it's
is rad.
it's like weird, noisy,
Yeah.
sludgy, but not in like
It's like underproduced.
underproduced. It's definitely a home recording,
Yeah.
but like really fucked up.
And it
and
sounds
distorted.
great. It sounds
Yeah.
great because of it. Like the vocals sound like improper. Like they don't belong there.
It's like weird in the mix in a really cool way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've thought about that, like home recording as like as an aesthetic, but still making things clear
Yeah. Hmm.
and not having the clearest drum production and just having things distorted. Like, do you know like you know the microphones?
I know of them.
Yeah, like I've been listening to that a lot recently, and that's like also all the drums. It sounds like his stuff is home recorded at least.
Yeah.
So all the drums are like, well, they're not going to sound good, so we're going to just make them sound like
Right.
crap.
Yeah, I love that.
And
Yeah.
it's like just more interesting than just pristine. Like, oh, they must have spent a lot of money at a nice studio to make
Yeah.
these drums pristine.
Yeah.
But that's a different thing. Sometimes you don't want that. But
Totally,
I'm
totally.
like right now, I'm thinking about like writing more music and like keeping that in mind. Like, oh, just make it
Make it work. Yeah.
work. If I wanted to do a home recording, I could go to a nice studio again, maybe
Right.
as well. depending
Yeah.
on-
Yeah, I love using those limitations to your benefit.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to accomplish, but when it works so well.
And it doesn't cost you if it doesn't.
Right.
If you try it and then you don't like it, then you can just delete it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about home recording. You know Sufjan Stevens?
Yes.
Like, a lot of his records are home recorded. Like,
Oh, really?
like he literally, a lot of his stuff is just literally him in a 57.
Really?
And like he mics an entire drum kit with a 57, and he uses one microphone like for everything. Maybe not so much anymore because he's quite a
does
bit more
pretty well.
popular. But back in the day, back when he was first starting out, it was just him and a 57.
Does he play drums on his recordings?
I think he may have had a friend.
Okay.
Dude,
But he does
I can't
the
remember,
recording.
but yeah, he records
Oh, okay.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, Sufjan Stevens, he's a guy that I've more recently heard that he's somebody I might be into that maybe I wouldn't
Oh, really?
wouldn't have been as open to for some reason. Not that I don't listen to nice music all the time. It's just
Right.
like at some point I thought it was like I associated it with like indie stuff that I wasn't into, maybe. But there is indie stuff that I'm
Right.
super
He's
into.
I mean that's fair. I think he gets lumped into a
Okay.
lot of stuff that maybe wouldn't be the most appealing to me, at least.
Yeah.
But he's phenomenal. He's a phenomenal songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
His compositions are insane, especially if you listen to his older records. I think it's called "Enjoy My Rabbit." I think is one of his earlier ones, and it's almost like like Philip Glass minimalism. Tons of electronics, just like really, really engaging, interesting electronic music.
And he does it at home.
Yeah.
And he sings over it.
Yeah. And then you have like Illinois, and that one's a little bit more polished, but he's got like really nice acoustic ballads, but they're about like John Wayne Gacy. And, you know, like hiding bodies under the house and things like that. And just like these heartbreaking, but like beautiful, beautiful songs.
Is that like the concept of the whole record or something?
Well, many years ago, he had this idea where he was going to make a record for each of the 50 states.
Each state's okay, I know about that.
So he did a few and then gave up. He did the Illinois one. He did one about Michigan. I feel like he did one more and I can't remember. But yeah, then he was like, no.
As long as he didn't do
this.
like a show, like an album about like New York or LA. There's enough of those.
I don't think he did.
Good.
I don't think he went there. He's from New Jersey, so I thought maybe he would do New York. But
now I have even more of a reason to
dislike him or like him?
No, to like him.
Yeah.
I want to check it out. I have a lot of Jersey pride in my later. Not that I'm old, but like as I grow older, I guess.
Yeah.
I have more Jersey pride.
Well, are you familiar with the Danielson family?
No.
Okay. They are probably more bordering on the indie that you wouldn't necessarily like.
Maybe. I don't know. I like some pretty wimpy stuff.
This Danielson family, you know what? I'm just going to play some Danielson family.
Okay, sure.
I don't think I've ever played it on the podcast before, but they're one of my all-time favorite bands. And they're from New Jersey. They are painfully Christian. And when I say that, I mean they have songs about like you'll go to hell if you swear, type of stuff. But it's a literal family. It's like 8 people, and they're all brothers and sisters, and they dress up in crazy outfits.
Oh, is this the I ain't gonna pee my bed tonight? That thing?
Don't know that.
Or is that
that might be something else? It sounds like something they would
okay.
they would say.
Maybe that's a different thing. There's some YouTube thing.
I think that's something else.
Okay.
But
But this is actual good music, you're saying?
Well, this is crazy ass
crazy,
music.
okay.
It's super, super crazy. But the themes are very much about like morals and, you know, being like a good Christian, but veiled in this really proggy, strange, uncomfortable music. But anyway, long story short, Sufjan Stevens used to be in the Danielson family. That's how he got his start.
Oh.
So if you listen to the early Danielson records, there's even a documentary about Danielson called The Joyful Noise, and he's in that. But
That sounds familiar.
He split off with them, and now, you know, Sufjan's got a name for himself, but Danielson, they're just too weird. They make all their records with Albini, and they've got this cult following, but it's weird shit.
I don't think I've heard it.
I'm trying to think.
In Jersey.
Yeah.
Hush, hush, what's the rush? East Coast children do too much. What he whispers, we will shout. Conform and then transform out. Quiet time is the quiet time. Be the quiet time for the quiet time. It ain't no crime. Stop me all the time when I'm on my clock. Turn overtime. Overtime. One more whistle for the quiet time. Hush, hush, what's the rush? Run along now if you must. Let's advance and risk and rest. Be still now, then be your guest. Quiet time is the quiet time. Be the quiet time for the quiet time. It ain't no crime to stop me all the time when I'm on my clock. Turn overtime, overtime. One more shisha for the quiet time. We walk, we do not run. Inside out thoughts have begun. We walk, we do not run. Inside out thoughts have begun. We won't run, we won't hide. Refuse the ghost of God. We walk, we do not run. Inside out thoughts have begun. Quiet time is the quiet time. Get the quiet time for the quiet time. It ain't no crime to stop me all the time when I'm on my clock. Turn overtime, overtime. Moment of silence for the quiet time.
I love that voice.
Hush, hush, what's the rush? East Coast
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's We
So-
Don't Say Shut Up by the Danielson Family.
And Sufjan Stevens is on this record.
I don't know if he's on that record.
But the fact that he's in a band that sounds...
Yeah, he was on the earlier records. That's maybe like their fourth, maybe fifth record. But yeah, my brother-in-law actually one day was like, "Oh, you like the Danielson Family, right?" And this was like 20 years ago. I'm like, who? And I thought he meant like a family that like we all knew or something. And I don't know who that is. And he's like, "Oh, dude, like you have to check this out."
Yeah.
And I've been mildly obsessed ever since. They're just confounding.
It was like recommended to you.
Yeah.
But
Just because I love weird music.
yeah,
And so
like,
my-
this is crazy.
Yeah.
He likes crazy music.
Jason will love this.
Yeah.
You like Naked City? You'll love this.
I mean, it's not that much different. There's
No.
yeah, like whether it's extreme metal or whatever.
Right.
That is.
Yeah,
Like,
whatever the hell this is.
It's just as absurd.
Yeah. This is very absurd. And if you delve into the lyrics, and they dress up as like giant trees, like these
Yeah.
felt trees with like fruit coming off of them, and it's a whole thing. It's bizarre.
That's
But
crazy.
Highly recommended. Yeah.
Well, that's a little bit, but now that sparks my interest on like Sufjan if he has like a
Yeah.
weird music past.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's really intriguing. And all of his records are fantastic. His earlier ones are a little bit weirder, a little bit more experimental, a little bit more electronic, a little bit more minimal. The newer ones are still experimental, but mostly just heartbreaking. Just gorgeous,
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, I hear that it's like some sad acoustic stuff.
Yeah,
A lot of it.
I think his most popular album is called Carrie and Lowell,
Okay.
and
Oh, it's like his parents.
yeah.
I heard about
It's all acoustic, all heartbreaking. But like the one before that was called Age of Odds, and he like uses like a vocoder, like Herbie Hancock style. It's like
Oh,
all
right.
over the place and tons of electronics. And
That's cool. I
Yeah.
admire people that try a different thing.
he tries different
each
things.
time.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, also honing in on the same good thing is also cool too. But trying different things and executing it is.
yeah, you do the AC/DC route or the Ulver route or whatever.
Oh
It's-
yeah,
it's all
Ulver
good.
just like giving
It's just like
the
whatever.
middle finger. I was at the show.
Were you?
The New
Yeah,
York show.
yeah.
I thought it was cool because I like the newest record the most. Cause I'm,
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I wasn't a big like black metal guy when I was
Right.
younger. So like anything like, yeah, it sounds like Tears for Fears, and I like that
It
record.
does.
I like the new record, and that's what
I-
they played.
Yeah, I love Tears for Fears. I have a hard time handling the new Ulver record.
Yeah,
But when I was in Agalock, we played with Ulver at Roadburn,
oh sick.
and it actually was an amazing lineup. I've talked about this in the podcast a couple times, but to make it short, it was Disembowelment, us, Killing Joke, Voivod, and Ulver, all on the same stage one night. Amazing.
Holy shit.
Like, you just can't top
Killing
it.
Joke. Wow.
Yeah, and Ulver played their album of 60s covers, which was cool, but as like a diehard Ulver fan, I wanted to hear an original, but no originals, nothing but covers the entire night.
That's kind of. I mean,
So-
it's a bold move, but also, what the fuck? Like, why would you do that?
It
at a
was-
fest, especially.
It was cool to see,
Yeah.
and one of a kind, like they've only done it the one time, but still, like I was just hoping like they would come out at the end and play something off of Bergtot or something. But
And I'm all about, at least for me, like I want to just, if people want to hear something, why wouldn't you play it?
right, yeah.
If you have the ability to. I can understand like not having the right instrumentation to do
Sure.
all of it, I guess. So,
And
or
that's-
like you're like, I can't really yell anymore.
And I think that's the case with Ulver now. Like,
Yeah.
that set you saw, they're not going to be playing their black metal stuff.
No, the instrumentation, the setup,
Yeah.
like, it would have looked silly.
They would have had to bring way too much equipment or
Just
way
to
too
play a
many
couple
people or
songs.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely get that. And I did enjoy seeing them, and it was a great time. But yeah, I'd love to hear them play some of the classic songs that I love.
It's probably
But
it's probably never gonna.
probably never going to happen. And now they're announcing more shows. They're playing here in a couple months.
I
and
bet you they're doing the same thing.
I'm sure.
It was cool though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I respect them a lot. I don't really like the newer material.
Okay.
But I also respect them for just doing whatever they want.
Like they want.
And whatever they do it well. I'll give them that. You know, even if I don't put on the new record and I don't like freak out about it, they do it well.
Yeah, there's bands that I'm like, yeah, this is not my thing, but they do it. They knock it out of the park.
Yeah, exactly. I can respect that. Sure. Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely. So anyway, that's your homework, though, Sufjan Stevens.
Sufjan Stevens. This actually did pique my interest.
Good.
Sufjan Stevens.
It's interesting to play Danielson Family, and it piques your interest on someone that used to be in the band.
Yeah, and like
but not Danielson Family.
And the conversation stemmed from like this obscure UK band that share that.
Exactly.
So right. I get the vibe of
you get the vibe.
Jump off.
You get it. Yeah. All right. I think it's your turn.
Okay. Maybe I should try something that I didn't think of before, that I didn't pull up or write down on a list. Go to YouTube.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's pretty long, if that's okay.
That's totally cool.
It's like 8 minutes.
Too much time spent thinking of ways to die. Sticky liquid filter shielders from the sun. Try to be more open in my heart for time. Blur the lines dividing what is ours, what is mine. Mother Teresa's been working nights. Say no more, I'm on my way. Blistered, burnt out on the way down. Say no more, I'm on my way. And we all go down. We all go down again. All go down. Swore I'd bring you something. Swore I'd make it mine. Hands above my head, stealing sunlight from the sky. And I lost myself when you went away. Say no more, I'm on my way. Anyway, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. And we all go down. We all
I love the way this is recorded. It's so intimate.
Yeah, this guy was in this band. Well, I don't know if it's a solo recording. It's under his band name Far. They were like popular late '90s. They were like friends with the Deftones, like Southern California band.
You said the Far?
They were just called Far.
Oh, Far. Okay.
The most Googleable band name.
Yes,
ever.
ever.
But that was before. That was
Before Google?
before any of that was like a concern.
Right.
Yeah, and this is like some random acoustic version of a song from their like album when they weren't even on a major label. They were like some local band. It's a deep cut, but this is like kind of an idea, like a thing that I heard that inspired me to do like the solo thing.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Just like when I didn't have percussion, I was like, oh, it doesn't have to be like this like fake. It doesn't have to be like just a singer songwriter, just like atmosphere and stuff like that. So
right.
When I got that pedal, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about it, and I probably could, and I might do a cover of this almost like this because of that technology.
Yeah, totally.
Because like I never pick up until recently. I never just picked up an acoustic guitar and felt like that was enough to be exciting for me.
Right.
Now I am.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I recently picked up my mom's old acoustic guitar last time. One of the recent times I visited my parents and just took it because my mom doesn't use it.
Right.
And I've been playing nylon string acoustic guitar a lot.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. But then the thing is, like, if I do it, I'll like add like an arpeggiator and do something.
Add all sorts of stuff to it.
Something weird will happen.
Yeah.
But this is what I wanted to do with electric guitar. Like this meets like talk or something like that.
Right. Yeah. Nice.
But now I added drum machines, so now it's a different thing.
Different.
It's a different thing now.
Yeah. I love the drum machine on your work. Like,
Thank you.
It's really cool. It's really well done. It's different.
Thank you. It's different. I try. That's why I like drum machines. You can do. You can add delay.
Yeah.
You can add weird kind of like clipping distortion to just certain things.
I love like slightly overdriven cymbals and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Björk fan.
Yeah, same.
And I love, especially like in her earlier albums, how she would just like have like slightly overdriven certain like little snare hits or like cymbals, or it totally makes it for me.
You just like can't do that with acoustic drums. Like,
no.
So like recently, because of like this record, I've just been like listening to a bunch of like music that I've always been interested in, but never thought it's not as widely as accessible to program drums until now. That like every MacBook comes with GarageBand, so
right, yeah,
anybody can program drums now. Before you had to like I didn't know how Björk or like Massive Attack or anything like that.
No.
I was just like, oh, you just have a computer, which is true, but they didn't have those computers then. They were like dialing stuff with actual drum machines and stuff like that. But now you could do it on your computer. I have some hardware stuff now, which I may or may not incorporate depending on like what I do.
Yeah, I bought that drum machine there, that little Alesis, because I wanted to incorporate that somehow. But it's such a backtrack for me.
It doesn't play nice with the computer.
It doesn't play nice with the computer.
You want it to,
yeah, and even just programming it to do anything remotely similar to what I want it to do has been a learning curve for me. I've used those like in the 90s to sound like Godflesh. I've never used them to do something more intricate than...
That's the thing. So I have I might try to trade it for another like synth, but I have one of those Electron Digitone things. You ever see those?
I don't think so.
It's like a little box knobs that has a screen and stuff. So there's no keyboard. You have to get like a external thing for it. But it's a backwards process, and this is more for making weird ambient techno, which is so like it's like you kind of have to accept it as a different thing,
right?
But if you have a clear like, I want this drum beat, and I want it to land on this. That's
what I struggle with.
What do they call it? The menu diving. Yeah, like that's the thing is like a lot of this stuff, there's things I want to execute, and for me, because it's not intuitive at this point, it's like I've said this before to a bunch of friends that it's like going through a menu to change like a chord from like a G to a C chord.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
That's
like
what it
that.
feels like.
For me, but
Yeah.
because I don't have the instinct for it. Kind
Right.
of, but then I'm getting better at it.
Yeah, I feel like I just need to play with it. Like,
Yeah.
I know that's, I mean, it's not an amazing drum machine, but I know it's one of those like older ones that people rely on and they get good work out of it. But,
Yeah, and it's a different process when you have just
Yeah.
different tools. So
Well,
you can get different
yeah,
results.
yeah. A few years ago, I made a record called Snares of Sixes, and it's tons of MIDI, but with tons of overdubs. It's crazy, crazy music. But the drums are insane. And basically what I spent 5 years assembling the drums on that, just moving and cutting and pasting little MIDI information and
Playing some stuff in, moving some stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that I understand because I understand how the technology works and I know how the software works. That thing, I'm like lucky to get Godflesh out
Same.
of it.
Yeah.
So-
Well, like this record, actually, the record I just put out, I did a lot of the, not all, but a good portion of the drum programming, like at this like day job.
Oh, really? That's great.
You know, it's like I would have to really check the sounds later, but I would get some initial ideas. Sometimes when it was like dead at this day job that I had when I was started working on the record, and just
That's
programming, just programming basic drumming ideas with the what they call it, the musical typing on the keyboard.
Yeah.
So I didn't even bring like a MIDI keyboard. I just had my laptop at work making weird music.
Yeah. That's awesome.
On their dime. So that was like a good portion of like of the drums were at least started there, but then I had to go home and
Right.
not listen to it via like earbuds.
Yeah.
To make sure it sounded cool. And added different effects like
Sure.
delays.
Yeah.
And then Randall plugged it in like to some hardware, like some spring reverbs and
Nice.
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. I love that combo too when you get like some authentic like outboard gear.
Yeah.
But you're running like a drum machine through
I mean,
it or something
I'll
like that.
just say it straight up. The drums were on GarageBand.
Yeah.
And
It's not that outlandish or unusual anymore.
And the thing is, that was part of the plan. He was like, program these drums on GarageBand. I know you have GarageBand. It's like, you'll figure it out. And I never programmed drums before
Yeah.
this thing. And he's like, program drums on GarageBand and then come back with that. And that influenced like the next layer of synths and all that other stuff.
Right.
But he's like, yeah, I'm going to plug it through this thing and a spring reverb. And
Yeah.
it just warms it up and makes it
Yeah.
not sound like, I don't know, like Fruity Loops or something like that.
Oh man. Yeah. I've struggled with that too. I am woefully ignorant of a lot of those looping programs like Ableton and things like that. I feel like if I really took the time to learn it, it would be a powerful tool. I
Yeah.
just haven't made the time.
I still think like this, like the left
Yeah.
hand and the guitar and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But I'm slowly inching towards
Yeah.
production and thinking about music in a different way. At least I try to.
It's great, especially if you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah. Oh, it's like fun for like all the programming and stuff. Like there's a lot of trial and error, but
Yeah.
I never feel like it's time wasted.
No.
And like doing research for me for it, like figuring out how to like layer drums, just like listening to way too much Massive Attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
stuff
love
like-
Massive Attack.
Yeah, and just like listening, and just learning that way rather than
Right.
I don't think there's probably some YouTube like tutorials
sure,
of how to layer
yeah.
beats and stuff like that. But I was like, I listened to Mezzanine I think every day,
Yeah.
for a couple of months.
Yeah.
Like when I started doing this record.
Well, it's way more fun and to figure it out on your own, and
Yeah, and
then,
it's like
then you get happy accidents, which are
happy
always the best.
accidents, and it's like not at a rehearsal space, and you're not trying to figure it out when everyone's like, "Well, we're here now."
Yeah. Just play.
Yeah, so working on music in that capacity, like the solo thing, and just chipping away at it when you feel like it, is pretty
Right.
cool.
Yeah. That's what I love about it too. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little different here.
Okay.
So I've started to get listener suggestions.
Okay.
So I'm going to play one of those, and we'll see what this is like. So this is... I'm not sure who this suggestion is from. Let's try it. But if anybody has suggestions to send in, you can do it through the Facebook account, or you can send it to my Gmail, which is hate.pod, kayo.music@gmail.com.
Rad.
The Hate Pod. So yeah. Oh, actually, this is from a guy named Chabla Kablaka, but I'm pretty sure that's not his real name.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check out what this is like. I've never heard of this person.
I dig this.
I do too.
How do you pronounce it? Maybe I'll download it. Or how do you spell it?
This guy, Sylvain Chavot, S-Y,
How do you say it? S-Y?
S-Y-L-V-A-I-N, and then last name is C-H-A-U-V-E-A-U. This song is called Find What You Love and Let It Kill You. So I googled the guys from France.
He also has a song called Unstoppable Sex Machine.
Wow.
Very serious music. I wonder if that's like an emotional track.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I've never heard of this guy, but this is cool.
Shadow in this room, the eyes of
Yeah, this is cool. This is also 12 minutes. So
I'm gonna check that out. That's like
Yeah.
that's right up my alley for sure. I
Yeah,
like that.
this is cool. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this off since it's so long.
Okay.
But thank you, Chabla Kablaka. It's a fake ass name if I ever.
Oh,
heard
that's
one.
the user name.
That's whoever sent that in. Yeah.
Okay.
Chabla Kablaka. It's not a real thing. Cool. All right. Do you have one to follow that up with?
Oh, another song. Yeah. I had something in my head. This one.
To all of the people questioning,
That's my favorite one right there.
questioning what kind of salad costs $14? How do
I
people
wondered
just
that
buy
myself.
foods?
I always think about
Should I
that.
put this all on my card and get the points? How can I get my credit score to go up? Wait, am I supposed to be investing? Can I?
I'm skipping this ad. It's giving me anxiety.
Aw.
Writings on the wall, but you don't see it. The writings on the wall, but you don't see it. You don't see it. We're heading for a fall. Can you feel it? I can see the drop. Don't wanna look down. Look
Her voice sounds familiar.
Yeah. Do you know her?
I don't think so, but it's reminding me of somebody.
She's in her name's Anna Calvi.
No.
The thing is, she never she does well in Europe. But
Really?
It never really hit here.
Yeah.
I've seen her twice in New York. I saw her at La Poisson Rouge and Music Hall of Williams.
Okay. Oh, that's the other place that we played.
Oh, you played there?
Yeah.
And so both of those rooms.
Yeah.
Not La Poisson Rouge was a good amount of people, but
Yeah.
Music Hall there's just not that many people. This is like an obscure cover. that
Okay.
I was just thinking of things that I had on my iPod, and they're not
Yeah.
even on the streaming services.
Oh,
now.
really?
So it's maybe there's a hard drive someplace that
Yeah.
has some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think about. I've been thinking about it a lot recently. Just all these weird B-sides and rare tracks that I don't have. They're on YouTube,
Okay. Yeah.
which I guess that's fine.
It works, I guess.
It works. It's
yeah.
fine. But yeah, she's super awesome. It's Jeff Buckley meets
Yeah.
Mark Hollis, but you don't hear it as much in this song. I mean, she has an interesting way that she strums stuff that's
Yeah,
harp like,
uh-huh.
but then she also shreds. She's
Right.
one of my favorite guitar players.
That's awesome.
With, not even metal shred, just slight gain and just
Yeah.
playing better
Yeah.
than most dudes.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I like her voice. She's one of my favorites that's around right now. Her record that she put out last fall, or it was last summer, I think. It's awesome, next level. Has Adrian Utley from Portishead does synths on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she does well over there. So she has these awesome resources.
Yeah.
I think the bass player from Pulp played bass on
Oh,
her
weird.
record. Yeah,
Okay.
so she's big over there. But
Where she's from?
she's from UK.
UK,
She lives in
okay.
France now, but she's from the UK. Yeah, plays. There's videos of her on YouTube just playing these huge concert halls
Wow.
in Europe, and here she can't fill Music Hall of Williams.
Yeah. That happens.
It happens.
It happens so much.
It
It's
just
so
sucks for
odd.
me because I wanted to see her show this year for this
Right.
album, but I have a feeling that they did 2 runs and they're just no.
Yeah. That
fuck
happens
it.
so much. I know so many European bands that are
Yeah.
oh, we toured the States 10 years ago and we lost a ton of money. And
Yeah,
like,
and
why
then
would we
now
come
like
back?
the visas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's just like I could totally see, like I really wanted to see Anna von Hasselhoff
I
this year.
love her. Yeah.
I had tickets. She played again Le
Yeah.
Poisson Rouge. I was
Yeah.
fucking pumped. That's like my favorite record.
Yeah.
of,
Dead
like,
Magic.
Yeah, that and this Anna Calvi record, like are probably
Yeah.
my two favorite records this year. And she was straight up like, yeah, visa stuff expensive to ship the whole band over.
Yeah. She was supposed to play here too and canceled.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was just going to do the West Coast.
Yeah.
because she was going to play with the Foo Fighters.
She was?
Yeah, there was
I didn't
like
know
this.
that.
There was this festival that I'll turn this off. Some festival she was going to do with like the Foo Fighters or something
wow.
like that. Like, and I think Dave Grohl curated it. I don't know.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, she actually, I discovered her recently because of this podcast.
Oh,
I
right.
had Aaron from Yob on, and he played it. And I'd heard her name, around, but I'd never checked it out for whatever reason.
Oh yeah.
And he played me, I can't remember the name of the song.
From the new record.
Yeah, the really good one.
The kind of single one. I mean, they're all awesome.
Yeah,
The short one meaning the 7-minute one.
I think it is, where she's just like belting it out.
Oh yeah.
And he put that on, and it gave me chills
dude.
immediately. And I ordered the record that night.
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed with that record.
She's awesome. Yeah.
So fucking good.
She's the real deal.
Yeah, I started following her on Facebook, and
Yeah.
she's recording with Swans now. And
Yeah, because she's legit.
She's fucking
She's
incredible.
like doing music like that, but she kind of sings like Mamas and the Papas or something like that.
yeah, until she doesn't, and then she's just
and then
like,
it's, but like she has this very classic
yeah,
voice,
and she looks so sweet and
yeah,
innocent.
she's the small lady
Yeah.
that like sings like Mamas and the Papas.
Yeah.
but then it's also like really aggressive and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Her range is awesome. Like when she belts it out,
Yeah.
it's just
people
so
don't
powerful.
fucking know that's what I don't know. That's fine. People can just listen to Billie Eilish or are you aware?
Oh, okay. Well, don't get me started on Billie Eilish.
Yeah, or whatever.
She has some magic to her.
There's some magic, but it might be bad. I don't know. I'm still investigating.
There's,
My opinion.
I will say, I had high hopes for Billie Eilish after I heard "Bury a Friend" because that song's fucking rad and her videos are awesome. She reminds me like a little bit of a less mature Bjork, with like a little bit of Lorde stuck in there.
Okay.
But then she puts out this other shit that's just crap.
It's really dumb, but maybe
It's-
that's cool because like music's supposed to be fun. I don't know.
Some of it to me is bordering on genius, and other songs are just throwaway bubblegum crap. So
But
I don't know.
maybe she's doing it on purpose. She's like
Maybe.
throwing in the same way that there's like
maybe
hair metal bands had like ballads,
the power ballads and
and then the party rock songs.
yeah, I don't know. I watched her on Jimmy Kimmel a couple weeks ago play
It's like-
"Bury a Friend," and it was fucking great.
Yeah.
The stage show is great. She has an acoustic drummer, a electronic drummer. She had really cool stage props.
Okay.
She was singing her ass
So you're
off.
convinced?
No, I'm conflicted.
You're okay. So you're where I am.
Yeah.
I just discovered her like the week before I left for this.
Okay. Have you heard "Bury a Friend"?
Yeah, I found out about it, and I spent like an hour and a half watching every video.
Yeah, and the videos are great.
I watched like a 10-15 minute interview with her and I watched that Jimmy Kimmel thing.
Okay.
And I was visiting my parents that weekend, and on the bus ride back to New York, I listened to the whole record.
I haven't heard the whole record, so you've got a leg up on me.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is stupid, but I kind of like it. And she's kind of smart because we're talking about it.
Exactly. Well,
So,
so I've got a 13-year-old daughter
Mhm.
and a 12-year-old daughter, and they both love Billie Eilish. And my 13-year-old had this idea, like, "Hey, Dad, let's do like a series of podcasts on like pop artists that you and I like that most listeners wouldn't." So we did our first one. My last one that I released was on 21 Pilots. And so,
who I'm kind of familiar with.
yeah, we talked about 21 Pilots, played clips of the songs, and she had arguments on like why 21 Pilots are like, a good band to listen to. And it was kind of a cool experiment.
That's
But the next one's on Billie Eilish because she's going to see him. She's
Right.
going to see her May 31st. And then we're
Okay.
going to do an episode after that.
And see how
see how it pans out. I actually kind of wanted to take her because I was like, I kind of want to check this out.
You're curious, yeah.
I'm curious, but tickets are really expensive.
Yeah, so
Really
in my
expensive.
like hour and a half where I was just like obsessing, like, what? This is big? Yeah, it's like $350 to go see her at Radio City Music Hall. And
Yeah, I think the cheapest I could find here in Portland was like 80.
that's still a lot of money.
It's still a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so both my girls are going with a friend. But CJ Ramon's playing the same night, and I have to go see CJ Ramon. So I'm going to go do that. But yeah, I'm kind of frustrated by Billie Eilish because she does this one thing I think is just, like I said, it just reminds me of Bjork. And then other times I'm like, oh my God, this sounds like any other crap on the radio. So,
But that's, there. I don't know who's involved with making the music, but I'm sure somebody, whether they're telling her what to write or it's like she writes most of the songs, but they're like, all right, well, we need this kind of thing, so we're gonna get a guy to throw. Who knows?
yeah.
Because it's always the case, I think, when you're in that position with a bigger label. Like,
Well, my limited research on her brother is in that show. The fuck is that show? I can't even think of the name of the show. He's in a sitcom basically,
oh really?
and he and her would mess around with beats and making music and garage band, and he had
But
some
that doesn't-
connections. And,
But that does the final product doesn't sound like
no, oh my God. no,
yeah,
no.
that's like
No.
somebody mixed that professionally.
for sure. Yeah, definitely. It's not like Lord, where the whole first record was recorded on a 4-track in her bedroom.
Yeah, like they definitely remixed it. Maybe probably like took the MIDI stuff. And,
Maybe they probably just recreated it, but still, what I have read is that it was kind of like a homespun thing with her semi-famous brother.
yeah, there's probably not Dr. Luke because he's done, but there's probably like a Scott Storch or somebody like that, like in there, like like no, this is like we're gonna add this, we're gonna side chain this pad.
Lots of side chaining in that
Lots
stuff.
of side chaining.
Yeah.
We're gonna side chain to this thing. Trust me, people are gonna like it.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought her up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kind of mildly fascinated with her.
Same. I think it's important to kind of know what's going on.
Yeah, and having
with what the kids like.
Totally. And my two daughters are always like listening to stuff that I usually don't like, but every now and then they'll put on something. I'm like, this is actually kind of provoking.
Oh,
Like,
it's so much cooler than like Ariana Grande.
or
something like that.
Definitely.
Rihanna's cool, but like most other pop music now, like I mean, not that there isn't like the big pop music.
Sure.
I love pop music. Most of the music I like, there's a chorus.
Yeah.
But like the big stuff, that's like the most interesting thing that's happened probably in like 10 years.
I think so. Yeah,
Right.
I think so.
Or the Antwoord was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked Lord a lot too.
Her, I didn't see her. My friend plays in that band for that singer Mitski. You know her?
No, I don't think so.
It's like kind of indie rock thing. So I went to go see, and she was opening up for Lord and Run the Jewels. So I went to just to go see my
that's
friend play in
right.
Arena, which was pretty wild. And I'd never heard Lord before that.
Okay.
But people were freaking out.
Yeah, she's kind of the same in my book, except all of her songs are great. Mm-hmm. She's got 2 records now, and they're both fantastic. And she's literally just the 15-year-old girl with a 4-track that just
Really?
was a SoundCloud artist, and it just snowballed from there. No connections, just one
That's
of those
awesome.
like once in a lifetime things.
That's
and
cool.
she's awesome, and she's really smart, and her heart's in the right place as far as I can tell, and she's a great songwriter and an awesome singer, and
That's
yeah.
rad.
Yeah.
I didn't check out the whole set because I wanted to beat the stadium crowd.
Totally. What a
But
weird
I
lineup.
checked. What's that?
What a weird lineup. Run the Jewels and Lord.
It was Run the Jewels, Lord, and Mitski, which is like when she was. Now it's a little bit more produced. No, it's not. It's a little bit more produced. But then like her set was like the music that she had then was kind of like it was like Weezer, but a little bit more, but a little bit more sophisticated.
Yeah. I kind of have a soft spot for Weezer.
Oh, I love Weezer.
I-
Well, the first record and the second one too. I guess.
Yeah. They were somebody I dismissed for a long time, and then one reason or another, I was listening, and I was like, these guitars are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Just like, almost like kind of like grinding away, kind of monotonous in a way. Just
like really fuzzy tone.
Yeah.
But interesting for that kind of music, like chord changes.
Almost like
and riffing and stuff.
Yeah, almost like shoegazy, but with a lot less reverb.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Just fuzz.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then some dork up front.
Yeah.
Just like dorky heartbreak.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I think we have time for like one more each.
Okay. Should you go first? Yeah, I did the last one.
Did you?
Yes.
I forgot. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
I'll go. I have to think of something. We've been playing a lot of electronic and like acoustic type stuff.
Yeah, enough of that yelling.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Play something up. Well, that Insa Lunkin, that band was pretty obnoxious. The British band.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I do listen to a lot of music like that too. That's obnoxious.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Oh, I'm gonna play this.
Planet B. Feeling culture physically bad, discrimination and false leadership, confused thoughts who the people with, repeated lies in this political manuscript, dictated by a hypocrite, misled by the clock tick, for the conspiracy that's sick. Legalized substances should be clear at the radical conference. Political monsters sitting with suits and eating lobsters to make Ramis planted in the bodies. Who wanna distort society with nothing inspiring? The primary cast won't last, causing disaster. Get rid of the problem faster. Burn their books, destroy every chapter. Garbage thrown out, that's what we trashing. You can't stop the people like Brian Cashman. Evil thoughts get wrestled on the canvas. This is dumb man stuck in sorrow. Change the dumb as a manifesto. Dumb man stuck in sorrow. Garbage we can buy or borrow. Political monsters sitting with suits eating lobsters. Deputy, all Sleeping with Zeus, eating lobster. Planet B, 31G, in the first power crew.
Any ideas?
No idea.
The band's called Planet B. They are a very new project.
This is new. It sounds kind of 90s.
Yeah, well, the guy that was rapping there is Cool Keith.
Oh, rad.
Yep. This is not his project, but they had him guest on this.
Oh, rad.
Planet B is Justin Pearson from The Locust.
From The Locust.
Dead Cross.
Fuck, cool.
Yeah, Retox. I'm a big Justin Pearson fan.
Yeah, his Retox is sick, yeah.
Fucking love Retox.
Yeah, that's a good band.
I recently got into them because of Dead Cross. Because Mike Patton is one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah.
So once Dead Cross came about, I was like, oh, Justin.
From The Locust.
From The Locust.
What has he been doing, yeah.
Yeah. And then it made me get familiar with his label, 31G. And 31G just put out this Planet B record, and I love it.
Who
it's
else
fantastic.
is in this band, besides him? Or is it like kind of just Justin's like solo?
No, it's him and this other guy that I can't remember his name. Let's see. It is... I should remember his name. I wasn't familiar with him outside of this band, though.
We played, well, actually, we were supposed to play with Retox. We played this festival in Mexico.
Oh, yeah?
And our set got rained out a little bit in the middle, so I think we cut like one song because there was like basically a rain delay in the middle of the set.
Okay.
But then we finished up.
Kayo Dot?
Yeah, Kayo Dot, yeah.
Okay.
It was a Kayo Dot. Played at Festival Normal in Monterey.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was cool. That's the only time we've played in Mexico, and it was just like this one-off festival thing before. It was like right before South by Southwest. And,
Okay.
yeah, Retox was there. We were hanging out with them, and then because of the rain, kept on going again after. No, they were like the headliner for some reason for this like the metal stage that we were all on.
Okay.
And because it just started raining and it didn't stop, they flew all the way to Mexico and
Wow.
didn't get to play.
Oh.
But then they played like this. I got to see them later because they played this secret show after they opened up for Dillinger. In New York, but played at 6:00, so I missed them. I was working or do something else.
Right.
But I went to that show, but then they were like, I saw them, they're like, oh, we're playing the secret show.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
At this place that closed down in Williamsburg.
Okay.
So I got to see them, and that was sick. Like the guitar player especially, like really weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I, like I said, because of Dead Cross, I started exploring like the other Justin thing.
And also the guitar player, what's his name, Jason?
I don't remember.
I think the guitar player's name is Jason. Anyway,
yeah. But I started like backtracking, and I found Retox, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I started listening to their records, bought all the records, and then one day I was on YouTube and I saw that they had a full set at St. Vitus, and watched that, and it's just fucking
And was there like
amazing.
a related artists thing on one of your things? Or
It was something like that, yeah.
Those things they're pretty good.
Sometimes they can be great, yeah. And it didn't even occur to me to look up Retox videos. I just was like, oh, I'm listening to the records. This is cool. And then it just like happened. I just saw it. I'm like, I need to check this out. I think it was because I was looking at Secret Chiefs 3 videos and something else. I can't remember. But yeah, that popped up. And so since then I've been like, I've loved The Locust for a long time, but I didn't follow any of this other stuff until Dead Cross came around.
They just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
I don't think it was like even like a big like, oh, we're breaking up.
I don't think so.
The dramatic we're breaking up
Yeah.
thing on the internet. They're just like, oh, we're just not doing this anymore.
Right, exactly. So anyway, Planet B. The other guy is named oh shit, it was right here. Luke Henshaw.
I don't know.
Yeah, me either. But yeah, it's a really killer record, and Justin released it on it's on 31G, his label, but also Ipecac as well. So yeah, I've been going down the Justin Pearson rabbit hole pretty seriously lately.
I still haven't checked out that one. I think what are they called? Head Wound City.
I don't know what that is.
I think he's in that one.
Really?
It's like him and The guitar player from the Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't checked that one out yet.
I did see something about that. I haven't listened to it either. He has something else that just came out called More Pain, too, which is just a 7-inch. Yeah. And then here it says the Planet B first full length. It has Cool Keith, Nick Zinner from the Yeah, and Head Wound City.
Yeah.
Gabe Serbian from The Locust, Head Wound City, Sonny K from Your Future. And oh yeah, I forgot about this part. Martin Atkins of PIL and Killing Joke.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. They do a... okay, I have to look at this because I think I might be misremembering. I think they do a Depeche Mode cover on this record. But yeah, anyway, it's an awesome record. This self-titled Planet B. So I think we have time for one more from you.
Okay, do I play one of my songs or?
Play one that's not yours,
And
then we can do one that is yours.
Okay, cool. That song kind of reminded me of this. I don't know if, and it's kind of like full circle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You might know this. We'll see.
I have no idea what this is.
This is it's from the Spawn soundtrack, and it's Atari Teenage Riot and Slayer.
Okay, I was gonna guess Atari Teenage Riot, but
With
then I was
Slayer.
So the guitars threw me off.
I think because it doesn't sound like Atari Teenage Riot guitars. I think it's.
That's so
but it's
funny.
like Tom Araya is definitely on it, and maybe Jeff Hanneman,
Right.
or maybe I don't know.
Could be Kerry King.
Could be Kara King. I'm hoping that it's Jeff Hanneman. They're like,
Yeah.
well, he writes the riffs, and we need the vocalist.
Right. That's so funny. I was gonna guess that.
Because obviously there's no Dave Lombardo.
Right, and I was like, but all the guitars are kind of throwing me off.
Because the guitars are Slayer riffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably Jeff Hanneman. I've never did the research.
Right.
But this is on the Spawn soundtrack, so this is
Oh,
like a
that's
hidden
funny.
gem. And this is something that I also got back into, like when I was like programming shit.
Yeah.
Because it was just like I was just going through my brain, like trying to think of like stuff that I used to listen to when I was younger that was like electronic beat driven. So like this and Lost Highway soundtrack, the trip hop stuff.
Yeah.
But this one's a little different. This is like weird breakbeat samples.
Yeah.
Like that's like Atari Teenage Riot.
Yeah.
Kind of vibe, I guess.
That's funny. I have a great Atari Teenage Riot story.
Did you ever play with them? Or
Yeah.
something? Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was weird at Brutal Assault in the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
It was like a day of death metal bands, and then Atari Teenage Riot, and then us.
Oh wow.
And we were just waiting in this like field, basically. It's this massive festival. We have like this little trailer in this field, and Atari Teenage Riot went on, and we went like to the side of the stage to watch them.
Yeah.
I'd never seen them before. And then afterwards, they're kind of wandering around, and we're getting ready to go on stage, and Alec
Empire.
Yeah, Alec Empire came up to us and was like, dude, I'm so stoked to see you guys.
That's
and,
sick.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, man, thank you. But I thought he was just being nice.
Yeah.
And he was like, Ashes Against the Grain is one of my favorite records.
That's sick.
And we're like, oh, you know Agalloch? And he's like, everybody knows Agalloch. And I was like, holy shit. And we're like on cloud nine. It was like,
wow.
Alec Empire was like, knew who we were. And
that's sick.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a really cool experience. And it's like, it's one thing if like some metal band knows who you are.
No, but Atari Teenage Riot is, that's creative music.
Well, and it's so different than our scene. And for them to know who we were was a big compliment.
That's like, the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
kind of shit.
Yeah, it made us very stoked.
Man.
Yeah.
Atari Teenage Riot probably hasn't played in years.
Yeah, I mean, this was 4 years ago.
Okay. Oh, so they still play?
Yeah, I mean, as of like four and a half years ago.
They probably hate the fucking U.S. They'll probably never come here.
Well, it was just it was weird that they played that festival. You know, they're extreme and all, but like those festivals are mostly just like death and black metal bands. So they stuck out for sure. But people were
interesting
into it.
Bands at Brutal Assault. You know, they'll throw like this band that Kayo Dot played with called Nod Nod from Czech Republic. It's almost like they're like an obscure band that like I don't know if they should be bigger. It's almost like what was that band that Julie Christmas had with like a bunch of other like post metal guys? Not the Cult of Luna thing.
Oh, right.
It's Battle of Mice.
There you go. Yeah.
It was like if Battle of Mice was just like a real band, because I think that was just a recording project.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that was like my favorite of that post metal era was like that record. But they're like a band that was the whole like the singer, she kind of sounded a little bit like her.
Yeah.
And the music was still like a lot of delay pedal kind of sludgy thing. Mm-hmm. Nod. Yeah, but they played Brutal Assault. But they're a Czech band that So I'm sure the promoters are like, yeah, let's get this awesome local band.
Yeah, get the
there.
locals. Yeah.
And maybe one intern was the person that got Atari Teenage Riot. Yeah, because like you guys played like black metal ish stuff, so it's like sort of
it was weird.
Close enough.
I mean, we had stuff like that happen now and then where we would play with some strange bands, but that was just really different. Usually they were always like some kind of metal somehow. It was refreshing for us because, I mean, we were like on the road for a month in Europe and watching metal bands every single night, you know.
Just watching pristine Euro metal.
Yeah, oh, my, so much of it is so, I mean, that's the word, pristine.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It is weird because...
It's not a lot of grit.
No.
Because it's the popular music for a lot of places.
Yeah, it is. And it's so weird to go to, especially Eastern Europe or Germany, and... I guess coming from the Northwest, especially, like we really have like a real dirt and like doominess in the Northwest, and a lot of that grit that you mentioned. But then you go to Europe, and we were watching these like over polished, like symphonic, black metal bands that were playing through like Line 6 amps,
the fake amp thing,
and the Kempers and all that, and everything was just totally pristine and precise.
It's really interesting because you don't see that here at all. So like when you see it, but that's like the main thing there. So I can imagine being on tour and you were doing like a lot of fests.
I mean,
on that run,
it
was like headlining shows and then
we
fests.
do like a week. I mean, it depends, but like the last Euro tour we did, you know, maybe 5 or 6 fests and headline every other night. Mm-hmm. So we played like Summer Breeze and.
So you're playing with Epica, things like that.
Yeah. It's Epica, Nightwish.
Yeah.
I mean, not those bands literally, but like we played with Amorphous and Death and things like that, and then we'd have like a day of bands I've never heard of that are from Germany. Yeah. And they're all like Epica light or Nightwish light.
Yeah. And still have a following, and
and people are into it. But if you go to like Slovakia or the Czech Republic, we ended up playing with like those porno grind bands that wear like the the Speedos.
Really?
They're all naked, but they wear Speedos and they sing about shit and they wear diapers on stage. And
So that's more of the thing in Eastern Europe.
yeah,
I knew there was a reason I like playing Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
more. It's like
Did you ever run into that?
not the porno grind because I play like
Well, right.
like Kayo Dot plays usually the kind of bands like if it's a specific. Usually it's like a lot of times a local opener is something interesting, not expected. But if it is like a specific genre type thing, it's a lot of it's like the post metal.
That makes sense.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it seems to be even in the US they'll just be like, oh, this kind of sounds like a
Right.
ISIS-y, Neurosis-y
Right.
kind of sounding band, and some of them are good, but like they're not going to have like a power metal band play with us, which I'd be down with. It'd be interesting.
It'd be different.
Yeah.
But yeah, for like we played this one festival in Slovakia, and it was us and some other metal band I can't remember, and then it was just porno grind for like 2 days, and
That's sick.
They literally wear diapers, and have you heard that Eastern European shit? It's like a weird mix of grindcore and polka. They go into these weird like polka parts.
Weird.
And they have these weird dances, and they have like stuffed animals on stage, and
they're still dressed like in leather and
diapers. And then there's one band, I can't remember the name, but the whole thing is about shit. And so every song is about shit. And then they have like this fake shit that they throw around on stage, and it's fucking huge.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we'd go on there and everybody's like,
talking about trees.
Like what is this?
Instead of crap.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you talk about trees when you can talk about shit?
I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting over there for sure. And we had many conversations where we'd watch like 2 days of bands, and we'd be like, you couldn't find a band like this in the States if you tried.
No, like I know those Epico guys now, and they play here places that I don't play.
Right.
But here like in New York they played like a Webster Hall, which is at least 2,000 capacity or something like that. Yeah. But I was talking to the bass player, and he was like, "Yeah, in South America we just like play arenas."
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
And nobody, like, people are not into that.
No.
Here. People are more into metal with like skeleton t-shirts. It's more about being evil.
Yeah.
Is like the kind of the metal scene in the US. Like MDF doesn't have power metal, and neither does like Psycho Las Vegas or something like that. It's more about skulls.
and South America is such a weird scene too. Agalock toured at the Gathering years and years ago, and in the US they did okay. In Europe they did pretty well, but South America, same thing. Arenas. That's like crazy. They would show us pictures where they would show up and they'd have like armed security guards around them, and just like Beatlemania, in South America.
Yeah, and it's because the music is pristine.
Yeah.
But it's still like aggressive, so it's still like rock and roll.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Whereas I play kind of sloppy and use delay.
Yeah. Yeah, but it seems to be very American in many ways as far as metal goes. I mean, of course there's exceptions on both ways, but
that's more of the thing, is the pristine.
Yeah.
Clean, full like MIDI strings.
Yeah. It's just weird. Like all this
is cool.
Yeah, like all the EQs with the big smiles on them on stage, and everybody's just, all the instruments are totally pristine. The outfits, they always have nice clean outfits on.
Man, I would do that if I had the resources. I would have a
just make it sound like totally symphonic.
Like the fake amp thing. I haven't tried that yet.
The Kempers, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure if you are playing venues that size and you get your sound checks and you have your own people working for you, then probably works perfectly.
In my experience, I haven't used one. I've never been in a band that's used one, but I've toured with bands that use them. In my experience, if you're okay with not like quote unquote pushing air, they work. They sound right if you're playing the right type of music.
Yeah, half of my thing is guitar feedback. So I can't do it.
Yeah, and there is something to be said for like seeing a wall of amps, and there is something to be said for like actually hearing an amp. Yeah. And the idiosyncrasies of that instead of, something that's simulating that. But they are surprisingly good.
But if I was an Epica, I would.
Well, you don't need any of that. So
I would and it changes the channel for you.
Yeah.
Because it also needs to change the lights.
Right.
and also trigger the backing track. So why not just
No, it's amazing.
Yeah, and it'll like the gate only turns on for the parts that need to be tight. And,
Right.
Sounds great. I'm game.
I think you should do it.
I think I'm gonna stick with playing through Fender Twins. I think it fits my personality a little more.
Yeah, I think that's probably
Yeah.
probably a good idea. Speaking of Fender Twins, do you want to play something?
Okay.
You played a Fender Twin?
I don't know if I played a specific. I played Fender stuff on the record. So should I play one of my tracks?
Yeah,
And then okay.
or whatever. I guess you didn't actually play your last song.
Oh, should I do that?
Yeah, do that, and then we'll listen to one of yours.
What's another song that I want to put on?
Det går i kaos, går i rött. Djur i panik springer fast de inte ser. Ni är besatta av röster. Vrider och vänder på flickor framför kameror.
Almost sounds like Björk.
Kind of. I think so. This is an artist from. She lives in Sweden now.
Okay.
And actually, Toby and I played a show with her, but not a Kayo Dot show. We did like these one-offs.
Okay. Yeah.
Where like we both played solo sets.
Nice.
And I found her on like the internet, but I think I'm not going to pronounce it right because
Sure.
it's Swedish.
Yeah.
Sjoli, I think. And I think it's just like Icelandic and like Nordic.
Yeah.
They tickle our ears the same
Yes.
way.
Mm-hmm.
But she only has like a couple singles out.
Oh, really?
And,
Wow.
and it's just like, I'm sure when the drum the album drops, it's gonna be like awesome. But
Yeah.
there's just like 2 or 3 singles that she has on streaming services. She had, when I first discovered her, she had another one, and then she pulled it from the streaming services because she's like, it's not representative. I was like, but I used to listen to it, and now it's not on my phone anymore. And this is in the era of like, you can't save anything.
Right, yeah.
If it's pulled from the thing, then it doesn't
Yeah, it's
exist anymore.
gone.
So she had the power to do that.
Right.
Whereas some people don't
Yeah.
have the power to pull that one demo or
Exactly.
crappy album that they weren't really into. So
Wow.
I can respect that. But her shit is awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah, she's like next level.
What's her name again?
Fagel, but it has, the dot over the A. So
Right.
there's no way I know how to pronounce it correctly.
So it's spelled Fagelle.
But the A with the dot.
The A with the dot,
like
whatever that's called.
The loop or whatever on top of
Yeah.
it.
With like the little loop station on top.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Was that a video that you played?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
I probably could have just showed you the video.
That's right. Fagelle. Okay. So you played with her in New York?
No, so me and Toby, we did a gig together where we were backing our friend Josh, who plays in Vora. You know Vora, the other band?
Yep. Mhm.
So his solo thing played Wave Gothic Treffen.
Okay. I've heard of that.
And Toby and I were the backing band.
Nice.
And he played mostly songs by his old band, but some of his solo stuff. So that brought us over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just, we're like, let's make the most of the plane ticket
Right.
over there. Hung out in Prague for a couple of days, but played a show in Prague. It was just us, and then she was living in Berlin at the time, so we added her to the Berlin show, and she kind of, I feel like she showed us up, because I was like, she's awesome. The live set was a little bit different. This is more like a studio thing, but she had like one of those Electron Octatrack things, so there was things that were being triggered, but then she was also playing guitar, and then really weird specific like routing of effects and synths and stuff like that. Really cool.
Wow.
Like cool live thing. Heard the music first, and that was really cool. And maybe she just has something in development,
Right?
Because you know how that is. Like you have something, but it's like no, but in like a year and a half, like this Kayo Dot record has been done for like over a year, but because of the way that things go, you have to
Yeah, it takes a while.
it takes a while to just strategize when to drop it for the right things.
Exactly. Yeah.
For better or worse. When, or you could just upload it like a practice demo straight to SoundCloud. You can do that. You can do that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. I like that a lot. I like
Yeah.
that Fagelle a lot. Well, cool. Do you want to close us out with a Zvi track?
Yeah, sure. Should I put on the...
Whichever one you want.
Maybe I'll do one of the ones that is weirder.
It's been a weird night of music for sure.
Yeah, so fuck it.
Yeah.
This one came out really weird.
Do you do any Napalm Death covers?
No. I have some...
That would be cool.
I do have some covers that I recorded, but they're all... Hansi Road Bandcamp. I have some covers, some home recorded covers. One of them I released is that B-side.
Mm-hmm.
But none of them are very good. like the quality. Even the B-side I felt pretty good about, but I usually outsource production stuff to other people because I don't know, it's just better.
Yeah.
When somebody like I work on it, but it's a lot to work on.
Yeah, for sure.
What's a weird one? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do this one. This one's pretty weird. So this is from the new record that I just put out, I guess, a couple days ago.
And what's the song called?
The song is called Low and Trite.
Cool. Awesome.
Cool. Thanks.
Cool. Thanks, Ron.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by. It was a pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
And thanks for showing me some really cool music.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for, again, piquing my interest. Sufjan Stevens.
Sufjan Stevens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out.
That's like, and also that other guy I just downloaded before.
Oh, yeah. The Sylvan,
Yeah.
whoever he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on my phone now, so I'll find
The
it.
French
What
guy. Yeah.
And I'll be like, what the fuck was this? I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That guy.
That guy.
Awesome. Thanks again, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
For sure.
All right.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thank you.